Wow. Okay. Oh my god. I'm like, I feel like I'm not in my reality yet, but I am. Oh my god. Okay, first dream. I was at work. No, I was in the apartment. But the apartment looked different. It was an interesting layout, and I was trying to make sure my cat wasn't like running through like the doors between the bedroom and the kitchen. And the bathroom looked different. It was beautiful. I decked it out. It was lovely. I had a neighbor who I refer to as my now neighbor, but he looked different. And I noticed my mom was telling me something. Oh my god. It was like we got to like really sit down and talk about like me, my neighbor, and the cat. And I had a baby. I had like this child with me. I had this child with me, and she was just like, it felt like I was babysitting her, but I don't know. We had a sit down conversation. It was chill. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna miss you. You're moving out. And I was like, I'm gonna miss you. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna miss you too. You're cool. I know you were fun to hang out with, but we never really hung out. And my cat was behind me, and we were just sitting down. He's like, oh, the baby's so cute. And then we started playing with the baby, and she was precious. And then it's like we started like tickling her, and we were tickling the cat, and we were just sitting down having a little cute little moment. And then he left, and I guess I took a nap or something. And then, oh my god, I took a nap or something. I took a nap, and then I had a dream where I was at work in my dream. And in that dream, I was at work, and there was somehow, for some reason, a very high demographic of Middle Eastern people at the checkout area specifically. It's like they were preparing for something. I was trying to check them out. And I remember getting distracted by two people because it looked like somebody was trying to catch them doing something, and they looked like they got beat up. I was like, whoa. Oh, okay. And they were like, they just need to check out. And I was like, oh, but it looks like they got beat up. And I was checking somebody out, but it was so hectic. There was just so many people. And like our checkout lane was like the self-service in Walmart, and it was just so many people, and everybody was confusing because like they were like hopping registers or something, like using like a scanner from one register, and if it didn't work for a second, they used a scanner for another one, which I'm like, all right, there's only so many of us that can actually help y'all, and I need you to just wait, give me 1 second, let me help you. And the family that I was helping, they were just like, can you help me please? Like they were in my face, like trying to, there was one person out of that family that was like starting to get really aggro. And I was like, just give me 1 moment, please. Just, like, sir, please have patience. Just give me 1 moment. And he was like, help us. He was like that. And I was just like, I'm gonna need you to stop. You're being very rude. I'm gonna need you to give me a minute. And then he like started putting his hands on me. And I was just like, okay, I'm not doing this. And I said it out loud. I'm just like, that was very disrespectful. I'm not gonna do this with you. I can't help you if you can't. Just let me do what I need to do. And then he started putting his hands on me more, and so I backed out. I heard my manager be like, I don't know, I think she was trying to, I gotta go right out the dome. I can't even stop, because that shit was crazy. She was crazy. I heard her trying to de-escalate, and I'm like, alright, I'm backing out, because I can't have somebody try to touch me when I'm trying to help them. And it was like multiple families. I don't know if they were all the same family, but it was multiple people of the same demographic. And then that family that I'm helping, they're like, okay, we'll do it ourselves. And then at some point they stop, and I'm like, okay, so I guess you're done. And then they start to leave, but then they look back at me and they're just like, wait, because we're not. And I'm like, okay. But then it's like everybody was just like, it's like they looked at each other and was just like, let's set this shit off. And then there was some form of, there was like, it sounded like marching. It sounded like marching, like, I can't, oh my God. It was like, it sounded so metaphorical. It's so metaphorical. It sounds like, but it was something so specific about the way, like, it's like they all started not chanting. It was like steps. It was like footsteps. It was like marching. It was like a very rhythmic march in one spot. And everybody started like either banding together or just start rushing us, like as employees. Anybody who wasn't a part of that demographic, they started rushing. But there was one girl in there who was a part of that demographic who came to me and was just like, you have to leave. I'm like, you have to get out of here. And I was like, what? And somebody else, there was this little girl. She was not part of the demographic. She was a black girl. She was like, what does she mean? I'm like, I don't know, but we gotta go, and I'm not clocking out. So I start running out the entrance, because they started leaving to the exit. They were doing the marching or something through the exit. And I'm moving through the entrance. I only had to stop it because I didn't want to lose my timing, and I didn't want this to go away. But I'm running through the entrance, and I step outside, and it looks so different. And it looks like it doesn't even look like the same demographic anymore. It just looks like a whole bunch of people covered in ash. And like the ground was like, it looked like it was destroyed. It looked like pavement turned dirt, turned mulch or something. It looked like somebody put that shit up. It looked like there was something going on. And I was running through the parking lot, and me and this girl is behind me. The girl was like, what? This little girl. And we get up on this truck or something, and I see someone coming up from underneath it, and then we're like, no, get up. And it's like this eerie silence. It's like a deafening silence. I can't explain it. It's like ominous. Where I'm looking around, and me and this girl on top, and I'm seeing people like hiding, and I'm seeing other people who are like walking around. The people who are covered in like ash or something, they look like they're about to fuck some shit up. And they look like they came over here to fuck some shit up. And then I look up. I'm looking at this person. I'm just like kicking them off the truck or whatever. And I look up, and where I thought my job was now this like rumble of like, it looked like earth falling. It looked like debris. It looked like a cloud of smoke, but the smoke was like it looked like, I don't know, I might have to draw it or something, I don't know. It looked bad. It looked fucking bad. And I was just like, oh my God. And I remember thinking that this whole place, the only thing that's going to help us right now is a boat. The only thing that's going to help us right now is a boat, because it felt like the earth was sinking. And then when I tell you, I can only do like, this is that part one of this, because the way I woke up out of that, like that idea, like, I need a boat, we need a boat, I was just like, holy shit. I woke up like, holy shit. But like I couldn't, like my mouth felt weird. Like you wake up and you have morning mouth, but it wasn't morning mouth. And I was still in the apartment that was not my real apartment. And I was saying, holy shit. Part two, let me make sure this works. Okay, so part two, I wake up in the apartment, and this was, I guess that was my little nap or whatever, and I notice that my neighbor's gone, but I'm waking up, I don't know, I'm waking up, I'm like, holy shit, I just cannot stop saying holy shit, and I'm just like, whoa, that was a lot, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that was such a prophetic dream. I just kept saying prophetic. I'm like, this is so prophetic. I don't know, something about that feels crazy. This was so prophetic. But I'm like, holy shit. And I remember getting up. And I should have known this wasn't it. Because I'm waking up like moving my hair. I'm just like getting the sweat out my eyes. I'm doing the whole like, holy shit. But my hair was straight and short. My hair was like, it was like sweaty, but I had like, I don't know, it wasn't my normal hair texture. It was like straight. Like if it was here, I had my sides shaved still, and it was like layered. So I'm like, holy shit, and I'm reeling. I'm physically trying to get up, and I go to this window. And I'm just like trying to look out the window and be like, holy shit. Just understanding where I am, what's going on. I'm looking out the window and it looks like an apartment complex that I used to live in. And I'm seeing moving vans. I'm seeing, I see something on the road. It looks like a dog. But I really don't know what the fuck it was. I'm assuming it was a big old dog. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm just looking out the window like, I gotta recap this, girl. That shit was crazy. I was looking out the window like, and it was bright. It was like really, really sunny. And I'm just like reeling. And then I remember this white boy runs up, not to my window, but it looks like there's some stairs next to my window. And he's like in a rush, I guess, running to get to his apartment. And he's a white boy with blonde hair. Really, really white boy. Really, really white. Like, long face. And he looks in my window and I'm just like, oh. I'm like so shook about everything going on, like, and he's like looking at me like, oh. But then he's just like, wow. I don't know, he looks at me like he sees something incredible. And I mean, but I'm feeling this is too much prophetic shit for me to think that you're just looking at me because you think I'm hot. Something about this feels like I look like I don't know. So I'm just like, oh, and I'm just like, and I sit down, I get from the window, and I'm like, I go behind my door, but I make sure I start locking things up, because I'm like, I don't know, in my deep mind, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I am. He could try to break in, I don't fucking know, but she's about to piss as if I'm not telling a story. But, story. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just like, let me just lock my doors real quick. And then I'm like, I sit down and I'm like hiding behind my door real quick just because I'm like, what the fuck was that? That was the most intense dream reverse ever. What the fuck? Because both of them felt like I was there. Like I was physically there experiencing those things. And alright, so, okay, so, I sit down and I'm just like, okay, she's so funny. I was like, okay, what the fuck? And I start looking for her in my dream. I see her on my windowsill. Mind you, she was causing a lot of fucking havoc in my dream. She was being really fucking rude. She was destroying a whole bunch of shit. And I was just like, how did you even get out of this room? Why was this tore up when you couldn't even fit through this crack a second ago? But Regardless, at this point of the dream, I'm reeling from my nap. I'm like looking around. I'm like, holy shit. The place is still. It's like I go into the living room area, right? And the living room area is like the same as the kitchen. And that scared me. I thought I saw something. But there was like a door in the kitchen living room area that connected to my neighbor's apartment complex. So it was usually locked and closed because, we didn't, I guess we hung out if we wanted to, but I don't think we really did. This is actually it's all very metaphorical. Yeah, so the door was open this time. I was looking for my cat. I did see her in the window for like a second. I went to find her again, but then I was just like, okay, no, I gotta tell somebody about this shit. As long as she's okay, we're good. As long as she's okay, we're good. So I'm just like, holy shit, that was so prophetic. That was so prophetic. Holy shit. And I go into my neighbor's apartment. And at this point, everything's emptied out. He's gone. I guess the nap was that long. It was just like empty. But the layout was beautiful. It was like a townhouse almost. So I go in and I'm just like, holy shit. I need to find out what the fuck to do. So I'm also locking my door and making sure, everything else is locked. And I'm like descending down these stairs and I see a cousin of mine. He's sitting on the couch and I'm just like, is that who I think it is? And I'm like, hey. He's like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? And I was just like, I live here. And he was just like, you want to live in this unit? It's going for like $16.50. It's like right on the street though. And I start going downstairs and I'm just like, alright, that's cool. He's like, it's like right on the street though. And I go downstairs and I'm just like, he has a friend sitting next to him. And it's interesting because my cousin looks a little different, but not that different. But his friend I have never seen before in my life. He had big ears. He seemed like he was of Asian descent. And he had dark hair. And he seemed sweet. He seemed like a nice guy. He had a nice smile. Because I came down here looking fucking fucked up. And I was just like, holy shit, guys. I gotta tell you something. I just had and I wave at the friend. I'm like, he's like, because who is this girl, And I'm just like, guys, I just had this crazy dream. Like, it was a prophetic dream. I'm going to say prophetic. He was like, it was what? And I remember, really, really just, locking the fuck in, trying to say this word properly. I'm like, prophetic. And then something just, which made me realize, this is also a dream. And then I was like, and I was like, holy shit. holy shit. And wow. And that's how I woke up. I was like, holy shit. And that's where my mouth really started feeling like a normal morning nasty mouth, versus dream nasty mouth. Everything felt so surreal. Everything was so fucking surreal. So actual, so physical. And I don't even know how prophetic this really is, but my damn. Wow. That shit was crazy. Just off of the world fucking looking like it was covered in shit. Like ash and smoke and debris was already crazy enough. But then the apartment situation was another thing. Yeah. Good morning.